here now.
I know there's a restricted
Identify intruder and identify yourself. Law-abiding citizen board will not graduate it. Overseer. That is not my concern. Please step into the open and identify yourself. Law-abiding citizen has nothing until order has been restored.
Oh, back to the usual daily.
The overseer mentioned there would be more people coming. Assuming there even is a restricted section, and I am not verifying that neither of you have Baltic University credentials. Faculty and staff determine who goes where in this university, not former students.
I might be the only human being connected to this place that's still alive. My authority doesn't override yours?
No, it does not. And for the record, I was the dissenting opinion on fast-tracking your overseer assignment. You are not pushing your way through me. The condition of the outside world is not my problem. I see neither of you are going to relent. Very well. There is a problem you can help me with. This university needs graduates, and while your overseer has already been through the program, you are living and breathing enough to join this year's class.
This is ridiculous. Even if we had 4 years to waste, which we don't, the university is empty. There's no professors anymore.
Emergency protocols allow the Mr. Handy janitorial staff to run entrance straight through to the final exam. Their ability to run the vault simulation is experimental, but more than adequate for the task. Glad we agree. In this test scenario, your vault has divided into factions. You must resolve the conflict any way you see fit. Your chief of security will fill you in on the details. Good luck.
I'm not familiar with this test scenario. Professor Bott must have come up with it on his own. A vault simulation run by robots. Be prepared for anything.
I found you. I'm going to look over here now. Beastly nuisance. That that's dumb. You have insulted
You the new overseer? Heck of a boiling pot you're stepping into. Little tiff between the engineers and the med staff is ready to blow. There was a reactor leak. Kellerman, head engineer's apprentice, rushed in to fix it. Poor kid got a full dose of rads. That's not the worst of it. Dr. Loras, head of the medical team, refused to send in help. Quarantined the reactor area so nobody died trying to go in there. Head engineer Brass accused the doctor of murder. Then, a couple days later, people noticed that one of the doctor's assistants, Estella, was missing. Everyone thinks it's a revenge killing. An eye for an eye. No. There's no evidence, no weapon, not one speck of blood. I'm at a loss, Overseer. Need you to make sense of all this. Sorry I couldn't be of more help. The big problems usually do. Good luck, Overseer. I'll be here if you need me.
Please step into the open and identify
Good day to you!
law-abiding citizen.
Ah, Overseer. I'm so glad you've stepped into this little mess of ours. I'm sure you'll resolve the matter swiftly. Oh no, there's a full medical staff. They're bandying about somewhere, as usual. I don't have a feud with Brass. He has a feud with me. I'm only doing my job, Overseer, looking out for the health of the vault. And I'm sorry to say that, in my medical opinion, the chief engineer is suffering from paranoia and revenge fixation. We can't let that fester. Oh, nasty business. But I'm not going to apologize for it. It had to be done. As doctors, we take an oath to do no harm. But sometimes, we have to choose between saving one life or saving several. Simple. You can authorize me to place the head engineer under medical supervision. A combination of chems and therapy will do the rest. There might be some protest, but I think our combined authority will keep that to a minimum. Some treatments can seem horrible at first, but it's the welfare of the patients and everyone around them that we must concern ourselves with. But it's your decision, of course. Let me know if you want to discuss it again later.
Intruder, identify yourself.
Overseer, huh? We'll see. yet. Don't care what security says. Dr. Loris had no right to quarantine the reactor. Leaving Kellerman to die? Murder. That's all there is to it. I want justice, Overseer. Did they tell you how me and my crew scoured every inch of this vault looking for her? Yeah, that's right. Every loose access panel and every vent. You think I wanted anyone else to die? The only one here that cold-blooded is Dr. Loris. He proved that with Kellerman. Couldn't, could we? Only Loris and his staff have access once an area is quarantined. No. Half this vault thinks he did the right thing. You do anything to him now, that split will turn violent. I want him exposed. Prove to everyone that he's the bad gear in this vault's engine.
Stella, Dr. Loris' assistant. I snuck into the reactor to help Kellerman, but there's not enough time. The reactor is going to go critical. I'm dosing Kellerman with enough radaway so he can finish fixing it. But the radiation is going to get us. At least the vault will be safe.
Anything I can do to help, just ask.
Scanning.
You found her?
Styles.
Poor lass.
False.
I'm guessing she didn't make it.
Down.
Let's take a listen then. So she wasn't murdered. She was trying to save Kellerman. Two of them ended up saving us all. This is big news, Overseer. We take this to Brass and Loris, it could end the infighting for good. At once, Overseer! Everyone gather in the common area. We have an important announcement from the Overseer.
What's this about, Robinson? I have charts to update.
Maybe the Overseers finally decided to throw your murderous backside in jail.
That's enough! The Overseer has discovered what happened to Estella. This holotape proves she went into the quarantined reactor area on her own. She and Kellerman saved the vault.
They worked together? Medical and engineering?
Oh, we've been fools, Brass. Bickering like two old men while the young ran off to solve our problems. It should have been us.
actually agree with you there.
So that's it then? No more arguing? You'll both work under the Overseer's authority?
Yes.
Yeah. It's the right thing to do.
Good job. That's a solution any overseer should be proud for getting to. Everyone learns we have to work together. Looks like it's back to Professor Bott.
Well, it appears you passed the test, barely exceeding my low expectations of you. Your success is simply a reminder of the appalling standards I must now deal with. You are lucky. We grade on a curve. You are now an official graduate of Vault-Tec University, entitled to access to the restricted wing. Back down in the vault, simulation space is a maintenance area. It conceals a secondary room that I believe will have what you are looking for.
It was almost good to see you again, Professor Bott.
Yes, Overseer, I suppose it was. Congratulations on one of your residents passing the program. You must be proud.
Actually, I am. Afraid I don't have my old cap and gown to share with you. Hopefully, what we'll find in the restricted wing will be even better. This is it.
All clear.
Somewhere past this maintenance area is the restricted wing.
Perimeter movement detected. Possible stealth unit in the AO. Engaging.
Welcome, esteemed members of Congress and our armed services, to a very special Vault-Tec presentation. precious resource will once again become invaluable to rebuilding America's economic future. That is why Vault-Tec has been commissioned to build a different and very real vault. Named for the atomic number of the metal it will guard, Vault 79 will be the new home for all of America's gold reserves. Fort Knox will secretly be retired and emptied. Its gold bullion transported to the new vault, where it will be safe behind Vault-Tec's top-of-the-line automated security. Biometric recognition to verify authorized personnel. Sophisticated laser grid fields to ward off intruders. And, in the unlikely event of a breach, military-grade defensive turret systems built in partnership with our friends at Robco. All of this, along with Vault-Tec's signature lead-line containment walls, airtight construction, fusion-powered generators, and automated manufacturing facilities. Vault 79, a golden future for the America we all know and love. Brought to you by Vault-Tec.
For once, the rumor mill gets it right. There is a treasure in that vault. All of America's gold reserves. Even getting into the vault at all is gonna be a challenge, let alone dealing with that buffet line of intrusion countermeasures. But the reward? Put aside the base instinct of hoarding wealth. What could we do with a vault full of precious metals? Exactly. No more barter or wild, unregulated proxies. It won't happen overnight, but one day we could have leverage to create a new economy, property rights, taxes, laws, a government. We won't be able to do it alone. We need help. Even more importantly, we need people to buy in, to see that gold as their future. Fortunately, you just made contact with two large groups of people who both seem to have their own talents. Appalachia isn't just ours anymore. We need people whose talents aren't covered in the Vault-Tec training manuals. Look, talk to them both. See if they can help us. We can plan more once we know what all our options are. Talk to the newcomers. We'll need them if we're gonna get into that vault.
Area clearance detected. Initiating breach procedure. All workers, please evacuate to safe distance immediately.
What now? This safe room is a lot less safe than I expected. Breach procedure?
Breach complete.
Now, wait just a minute. You can't just barge in here, robot.
Motherload.
Motherload? Oh, of course. I see. This must be some sort of failsafe directive now that I'm back in this area. How fascinating. Wait, how is it that you can speak now? You didn't say anything when I came across you earlier out in the wild. You know, you're quite terrifying.
Default audio device safe room loudspeaker is active and hardwired connection has been established.
Of course. You mustn't have a built-in device. I guess Daniel decided you didn't need a voice unless you were speaking to him. Typical.
Senior Executive Daniel Hornwright is not detected. Please provide a location for discovery and retrieval.
No. Father, Daniel, has been gone for a long time.
Confirmed. Failsafe handoff must initiate. Dr. Penelope Hornwright, do you acknowledge and accept?
Well, you're one hell of a stray dog, but yes, I'll accept.
Failsafe procedures complete. Debug mode is now enabled. Doctor, please evaluate all secondary user changes before submitting.
Well, that was exciting, to say the least. So, secondary user, eh? Who the hell are you, and what kind of changes is she talking about? Oh, really? What exactly do you need the Motherlode's help with? And as an aside, robots don't have friends, and don't need to be convinced to do things. If you want them to do something, you need to reprogram them. Oh my, you were serious, weren't you? I'm afraid I don't have time to explain this right now. Perhaps later. Is that all? I assume from that Pip-Boy on your wrist that you're from one yourself. Feeling homesick? Yes, because the alternative's been so kind to me. Look, nobody's having a good time anymore. It's literally the end of the world. I don't understand. What do they want with a vault? I saw Foundation on my way back into Appalachia. They look pretty comfortable there. No, I just saw it from a distance. I never want to assume that I'll be welcome. Good way to get shot at. Trust me. There are plenty of government facilities in Appalachia. More if you head north. What's so special about this one? Well, if your new society will allow ghouls like me to join, then I'll help. Otherwise, you can beat it. I've seen plenty of folks try to save the world since things went to hell, and all of them had their problems. Lovely. Beats only having blasted robots to talk to. No offense, Motherlode. So what's the plan? Well, I'll need a Pip-Boy for a mobile terminal. Not yours, don't worry. I'll need a full construction kit so I can add some extra circuitry. Also, I'll need something I consulted on years ago. A circuitry schematic that could have changed everything if we hadn't blown ourselves up. I'll install an untethered communication setup while you're gone. That way, we can talk to her whenever and wherever we want. Like any other bot. Okay, let's try your integrated voice module again. Can you say something, Motherlode?
What would you like me to say, Doctor?
Great. Thanks.
Great. Thanks.
Ah, good gracious. She's full of dad jokes. All right, I'll add full conversational protocols to the list. Ah, you're back. I've been busy working on the Motherlode's voice interface. Have those parts for me yet? Lovely. I had a chance to crack her open while you were gone. It's not good news, I'm afraid. That's right. If this frustrates you, just think how I feel. You're the one with the grand plan. I was just minding my own business, being chased by a giant robotic mineral vacuum. Well, it shouldn't take long at all to get the new guidance interface set up. However, while I was in there setting up her vocal system, I saw a lot of damage. I think she's going to need some new parts just to be safe. Well, her data processing is extremely slow. Maybe it's not actually broken, but it certainly doesn't work. She'll need a better interpolator. She also needs a new sensor module and altimeter for sure. Something's corroded the contacts pretty badly on both of those. Salvaging. iBots are basically just flying sensor modules, and the altimeter could be salvaged from that ridiculous plane father hung upstairs. I'm not sure about finding an interpolator, but I saw a robot that had a human brain attached to it near Robco. I would bet that unethical monstrosity has some serious interpolation needs. I'll be here working on her conversational skills, if you need anything else.
Unidentified intruder detected. Beginning search. Please step into the open and identify yourself. Abiding citizens have nothing to fear. Escape is only making things worse for you.
Robco Research Center, where we do things little children definitely don't need to know about. I, the eminent Dr. Clara Song, PhD, will be your guide. Dr. Song? You mean the award-winning researcher? The author of The Robotics of Then and Now? She's our tour guide? That's right! And since you scouts are such trustworthy young citizens, I can show you all kinds of things the public doesn't know about. Now, off we go. Meet me at the first tour stop and maybe try to learn something for once.
Make any further escape attempts. Breaker.
Thanks. I'll take those parts if you don't mind. No, she'll be ready once I finish putting those parts in. Near as I can get her on short notice, anyway. I'll head there, presently. Just need to grab a thing or two before I leave. Go over the debug stack from the part install, too. So don't worry about checking back in right away. I'm fairly hopeful she won't have exploded. Reasonably sure she won't. Please, I'll wear a gas mask and head straight to whomever's in charge. Let them know that you're to blame for my presence. Tar, I'm sure Motherlode's going to have some issues for me to polish before your mission, but nothing I can't manage.
You've secured our way down to the vault pretty handily, haven't you? I just can't believe your luck in finding Dr. Hornbright. She's getting some equipment brought down, I think. Better run, unless you want to find yourself carrying consoles around. Oh, but before you get going, though, let's talk business. All right. I've been working on the next problem we need to solve for busting into Vault 79, that doozy of a laser grid. I figure we got some experienced scavengers in Foundation already, folks who know a thing or two about busting bunkers. Small ones, anyway. Thing is, before I even start asking around, our youngest scavenger pops up to tell me she's got it handled. Handled! Before I even told her the problem. Oh, right. Sorry. I've been focusing on the problem too long. Tunnel vision. Let's see. Basically, the problem is that there's really serious laser grids. The kind you can't just cut the power to disable. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. If they lose power for even a fraction of a second, they'll lock the whole thing down for hours. Days, maybe. Honestly, maybe she's tougher than she seems. She's been with us for a while, so I can vouch for her loyalty at least. She said she has a way to beat the grid, so I'm inclined to believe her. Anyway, her name is Jen. Go talk to her, and I'll get back to work on figuring out a plan for these military-grade turrets.
I can't believe it. I take it you talked to Paige. I did, and I do, yep. But there's something we need to take care of first. It'll be worth it. So, okay. Hilariously, I'm looking for something that is designed to be invisible. Untraceable. It's a suit that hides you from everything, even laser detection grids. Which would help out with Vault 79, right?
I hope we can set up more settlements.
Yes, exactly. This tech allowed for other tech from the same origin to see it and report back. If the wearer wasn't where they were supposed to be... Bang! Right? Yeah, so we just have to get that other tech, which is easy to find by comparison, and check its logs. which means that we need to go out and grab one of those jumpy little Liberator bots. Yeah, that untraceable spy tech. It's Chinese. All right. I'll see if we have anyone around here who can help out with the next part. I feel like I recognize that name. Is she good with robots? I can do electrical stuff, but hacking and whatnot is beyond me. Excellent! Thank you for the heads up. I was just gonna read Paige's diary to find out who to talk to. Oh, well, my parents both used to take me along when they went scavenging. They were really good at it, so I picked up some good pointers. So I guess I've been doing this most of my life. I guess a lot of people born after the war and outside the vaults could say the same. Be safe out there.